What's going on, guys? It's We The People here, coming to you with another Legends of Runeterra video. So, in this one, I'm going to try something new, guys. I'm going to react to a Runeterra YouTuber by the name of Snnuy. I'm sure you guys know of him. So, I'm going to react to one of his videos talking about champion tier lists. In the video, he didn't specify if it was this patch or last patch, but I'm guessing it was this patch because Action is there. So, yeah, we're just gonna react to some of his takes and see where we align, so we don't, and yeah. Yo, what's up, guys? It's We The People here. My bad. Before we get into the video, in recording, I literally just noticed that I forgot to put, to tell you guys, first of all, I'm going to put Snnuy's link in the description below, so if you guys want to check out his video, you can check it out. And then also, like I said at the end, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And yeah, that's about it. So let's get into the video. This is the reaction to Snnuy's tier list. And I appreciate him for coming out with this tier list, even though I know my reactions are crazy. If he ever sees this, my reactions are mad crazy. But I was just really surprised at his tier list. I didn't even watch any of it. I just reacted to it as I went. So these are my first reactions. But yeah. So enjoy. Let's just get on into it. I'll show you guys. All right, let's get on into it. Let's see what he has to say.
But I'm not doing it on their strength or power level. I'm purely basing this on deck building possibilities, how fun they are to play, and how good they are in the deck you're building for them. I don't really play meta decks. Like, I could look at an EZRA deck, and Aurelia is pretty limited in her deck building, so, you know, for that reason, he'd be in, like, D tier. But he is one of the most powerful decks in the game, so for that reason, he'd be S tier. For me, for this tier list, he would go in, well, there's no F tier, but he would go in D tier, because I just don't care about meta stuff. I only care about how fun and how flexible they are for deck building.
Okay, so that right there, I mean, that's a good way to start the video. Well, not start the video, but that's a good way to segue into going into the tier list for sure. Because my initial thoughts when I first watched the video was that he was going to talk about power level, how strong the card actually is, and how good each deck that the actual champion is in and stuff like that. So it's good that he's specifying it, because because objectively you could literally look his tier list at the end and be like, yo, bro, I don't know about these champions being in S tier, bro, but I like that he gives the criteria, and he definitely talks about you know, what he thinks and stuff like that. So, all right, let's get into him dropping the champions.
So to start off, we have Garen. You can't really build a deck around Garen. Garen is just a tool you put in a certain list to make the list better at combat. Because Garen, if you level him, he allows you to have combat more often. I don't really build decks with that in mind. I don't build a deck where it's like, okay, I want to fight, I want to go into combat as often as possible, because that would be a scout deck, and even scout decks run Quinn and not Garen. So I don't think he's quite D tier, because he is a solid unit. There's no bad stats. You can pretty much jam him in every deck with a little bit of backup, and he's playable. But he doesn't really enable anything. And the same kind of goes for Lucian, but I think Lucian is a little more flexible, because Lucian is playable if all you do is put in 3 Sennas. Lucian.
Okay, I can agree with that. I mean, honestly, this is me personally. I really like Lucian. So I would put him A tier. That's just me personally. Honestly, I think he's like this much off of S tier. But I just think the biggest problem with Lucian is, like, it's hard to slot him into a really good deck. That's the biggest issue. But I feel like whatever deck you put him in, he's usually really good. Like, honestly, he's usually really good in that deck. And also, when he talked about Garen, everything he said I pretty much agreed with. Garen is pretty much one of those units, one of those champions that you're just like, oh, I need a good 5-drop. Let's just put Garen, you know? Like if you already have the dragon, the challenger dragon, excuse me, from Demacia, then you're just like, oh, you just look at Garen like, okay, he's just another 5-cost unit to put in your deck. All right, well, let's see what he says about Lux.
Lucian is also more fun to build a deck around because while Garen has synergy with stuff like single combat or concerted strike to let him strike and get close to the level up.
True.
Lucian has synergy with single combat to let his allies die or to let Senna die to level him up. And when Lucian levels, I think it's a much cooler game finisher than Garen actually.
100%.
Lux is C tier, and that might... I was considering...
Whoa, this dude over here talking about Lux is C tier? Bro, stop it. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yo, Lux is so bad right now, honestly. Like, the biggest problem with Lux is that she is the region season. Honestly, that's the biggest problem with Lux, is because like she's in a region where there's so many units that do so many really strong things, and then her level up condition is literally spells. So it's like, it's so weird. It's like, why would they print her in Demacia? I mean, I know she is she's obviously Demacian and stuff like that, but like, it's the biggest problem with Lux is her region, honestly, more than anything. All right, let's see what he says about Fiora. I mean, let's hear the rest he has to say about Lux, and then let's hear the rest he has to say.
Putting her in D tier.
That is so trolly,
the fact is that Lux is kind of a control champion in a very combat-heavy region like Demacia.
Yeah.
Demacia is very one-dimensional. All their champions do the same thing. They want to be in combat. All of them get hard countered by freezes, except Lux. So Lux lets you go into a different direction with Demacia. The problem is that she's bad. So building decks around her is usually a bait. It doesn't work. You don't get very good decks when you experiment with Lux.
So why is she C tier?
So she's still in C tier. I don't like building decks for her because Demacia is only good at one thing.
He's trolling.
Lux has not enabled any other playstyle for Demacia.
Honestly, the moment he started saying that, he should have been like, wait, she's like worse than D tier. He should have just made an either a Lux tier or an F tier for her. Because she's really terrible right now. Like, honestly, I actually, when Karma Lux was a deck, I actually really love Karma Lux. That's probably like my 3rd favorite deck in the game, to be honest. All right, let's see what else he has to say.
So it's C tier. Fiora is D tier.
What? Fiora? Wait, oh my, this dude already lost me. He said Lux is better than Fiora? You okay? What's his reasoning, bro?
If you build a deck with Fiora, you have to go all in on protecting Fiora, and that's a very heavy deck building cost. And even if you do that, the deck will still play out like every other Shen Fiora list, every other all-in Fiora list, and that's boring.
So his reasoning is that the deck is boring? Wait. Hold up. He said it's D tier because Fiora as a card is boring. Huh.
So, Braum is also C tier. I think the only thing about Braum that's fun is when you buff his stats. So in decks,
so Fiora's better than Braum?
Buffing stats, he's fun to play.
What?
He's not super competitive because even now in this meta, with a region like Ionia being very good, he just gets stunned, he just gets recalled after you buff him up, and then you're left with nothing. It's a real shame that he is so bad, but it's still better than having him as a 1-5 like we did last year, because that completely broke the game as well. I think Braum just needs to...
Honestly, when he was a 1-5, that wasn't even that strong. Like, honestly, I think Swim said it as well. It was good, but it wasn't busted. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. It was the kind of meta we had, and it was the simple fact that, like always, as card gamers, like, we always make everything so hyperbolic, and we don't really try to see how we can counter things. But that deck was really counterable. Honestly, it was. It was not a broken deck. It was not. It was not. It was not. Bold Eagle was not a broken deck. Honestly, it wasn't. If Bold Eagle was in a meta like like freaking TF Fizz, like even when Aphelios was at its peak, that deck wouldn't even be a thing. Honestly, it wouldn't, because it's so bad. Honestly, I don't even know how. Like, how is that deck good?
It's a little more going for
I don't know. Anyways,
they could probably make him like a 0-6, so he survives a few more things, like he survives a monster harpoon sometimes. And yeah, I don't know. It's an awkward card to use. It's hard to build a deck around him.
So why is
He's not
he
even playing the
C-tier?
pro deck anymore. So from a fun standpoint, you can't really do any super exciting stuff with him. Anivia is a D tier. So you have to go all in on reviving her, playing Harrowing, because he doesn't really do anything in Freljord itself. If you play her in Freljord, there's no way to get her to revive from the egg. You need to ramp, and when you're at 10 mana, a 3/5 that does 2 to everything is actually just not enough. So it is kind of a shame, because I feel like Anivia could be much more than she actually is. But deck building wise, he is very restricting, and I do not enjoy building decks with him. Ash is C tier. There are some fun things you can do with Ash.
Ash
you can
is
experiment with Ash
C-tier?
and Demacia. You can
Alright,
experiment with Ash
I'm gonna let him
with
rock
like
for a little bit.
Ash has been pretty fun. Those
Because
are
I can't
not
keep
particularly decks
stopping
that I
every
like to
single
play,
chat.
because I think Ash is one-dimensional. She's a fun card, but deck building wise, you can't really do a whole lot with it. Tryndamere is D tier. Also, probably to no surprise, he is one of the most bland cards in the game. There's no flashy effect. All he does is like revive once after he dies and gets a little stronger. I think that's super boring. Doesn't have any like super high and cool moments. Zed, I will put in B tier. Even if he's not one of my favorite champions to build decks with, he is very flexible, and he does go into a bunch of different decks to have like kind of that stabilizing factor. He's very good against aggro decks, because aggro decks hate blocking, but they kind of have to block Zed, because even if he levels, he has a chance to end the game. He's fun in hand buff decks. He's fun with like syncopation cards, even with Targon to keep him like alive and healthy and let him keep attacking. So he's a flexible card, and for that reason, he's B tier. Yasuo is D tier. You need stuns with Yasuo, and even though he's playable in Targon and Noxus, you still need to run like an entire stun package to actually do anything with Yasuo. That's a little too restricting. Every deck you're going to build with Yasuo is going to be called a Yasuo deck, and in general, that's not really a good thing. Mostly because he is not a very good champion. So having something called a Yasuo deck is already a downside. Karma is B tier. I don't like
that
Ionia,
reasoning.
like I've said like 3 times already this video, but I think that Karma enables a lot of really fun combos.
Yo, Z Creep Z, aka one of my closest best friend, yo. Yo, stop playing Yasuo decks, bro. Just listen to this tier list. Look where he's at on the tier list, bro. Stop playing him.
For example, Glory's Evolution with Karma, getting everything twice, discounting everything by 2. Super cool. As much as I hate the OTK stuff that Karma can do, there are some really, really sweet and fun combos you can do with her. So much so that I'm fine with putting her in B tier. Vladimir C tier. Oops. And I understand that he should probably go in D tier because of his heavy deck building costs. You need to like self-damage. But I think that he's a bit of a personal favorite. I do really enjoy experimenting with Vladimir outside of Noxus and Freljord with the self-damaging stuff. And I think that's mainly because the Crimson package is just so cool. Like, the Crimson Curator is one of the coolest cards in the game, in my opinion. The voice lines are just so funny, and having all those chonkers generate even more chonkers to kind of go like infinite. It's just one of the highest moments that you can get with Vladimir, and it's super cool every time. So I'm pretty happy to put him in C tier. Raven is also B tier because he's flexible. You can put him in decks and never really feel bad about having him.
Whoa, this is, oh my, I gotta stop here. This dude just said Draven is B tier. Oh, it hurts. It actually hurts. Oh my god. Yo, name a Noxus deck that can't have Draven in it. I'll wait. I will wait. I will literally freaking wait. Oh my god. I think literally any Noxus deck can have Draven in it. Jesus. He's definitely not B tier. He is probably, if Karma wasn't the first S tier champion he ran into, it was 100% Draven. Because Draven is such an overall champ. First of all, he's 3 mana, so he's not even that costly, right? He literally, on summon and on attack, he gains 3 cards to your hand. And then if that wasn't enough, his level up gives him one of the best keywords in the game. Bruh. What is not to, what this dude is a win, he can be a win condition on his own. For 3 mana. Nah, bro, I don't agree. I do not agree. He is most definitely S tier. 100%. Like, easy. That's the easiest S tier probably champion we have in the game right now. Is Draven. He's easily S tier. Easily. Without even thinking about it. He's S tier. I need, if Draven is B tier, I need to see his S tiers. Honestly, I need to see A and S tiers. Because it must be mind-boggling. Alright, let's get into it.
It doesn't really create any super,
I'm gonna skip
cool
just a little bit so we can get into some champions. Alright, so let's see what he put. Oh, he put Katarina D tier, which is good. He put Jinx D tier? Wait, what? Jinx? D tier? What? Heimerdinger is higher than Jinx? Ezreal C tier? What? I'm confused. Teemo's B tier. Okay, that's fine. What? Ezreal C tier? Dude, what?
Pointing because playing a 5-mana 2/4 is often just too slow and means you lose the game. But you can.
I shouldn't have skipped because I needed to see. I needed to hear his reasoning for Ezreal being C tier. I needed to hear that. I actually kind of want to go back. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think it's probably way too much to go back and actually listen to his reasoning for Ezreal. Oh my gosh, that's mind-boggling. Jeez. I just didn't want to make this video 30 minutes long, but my goodness, it's about to be 30 minutes long. He's gonna be putting champions like Ezreal in C tier. What? That's ridiculous.
Rim, Kalista with Citria. It's all really fun stuff. It's almost impossible to get off, but you know, on paper it's possible. For that reason, C tier. Hecarim is also C tier because I think experimenting with ephemerals is very fun, and Hecarim is kind of the payoff for that kind of deck. That's the only reason he's in C tier, ephemeral decks. Thresh is D tier. I would like to put him higher, but I've seen enough Nasus Thresh to just be completely turned off from him. And I think pulling a champion from your deck once is just not really cool enough to put him any higher. Elise is C tier. I want to put her in.
This is freaking broken! What? Did he forget about Thresh? A-Soul was a deck for so long? What? I'm confused. Bro, what? Spooky Karma? What? Dude, I'm confused. I'm actually confused. What? Thresh? D tier?
D, but I think she's a really good vanilla unit that can stabilize the game and create board presence. She's just really powerful, and if you need something to stabilize the early game, to do something cooler late game, Elise is your girl. Misfortune is a B tier. I love Misfortune, but she needs a lot of build around to make work. You need scouts.
Bro, if TF is not at least A tier,
I'm
gonna have a problem.
You can level her even faster, but quite often that's not a super realistic thing to actually achieve, so it's gonna be B tier. Twisted Fate is A tier.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh my god. I was about to say. Oh my god. Yo. If TF was not at least A tier, my goodness. My goodness. This tier list. What is this? Oh my god. Alright.
him in
Keep
S,
going.
but with the nerfs, he's a little harder to set up, and he doesn't end the game by himself. He can, because he generates so much value, but you don't get like this big explosion where it's like, oh, now the game's over. Gangplank, however, does generate that insane explosion and the game's just over, especially with a Dreadwave.
What? Gangplank? We're saying Gangplank is better than MF? We're saying Gangplank is better than Lucian? We're saying Gangplank is better than Karma? We're saying Gangplank is better than Draven? We're saying Gangplank is better than TF? What? He's trolling. What? What? Okay. Okay. I don't even know what to say about that. We're saying Gangplank is better than all these champions underneath him, bro. Gangplank is not better than Draven. Gangplank damn sure ain't better than EZRA. And Gangplank is not better than TF. There's no way. If we're putting EZRA C tier, then we have to put Gangplank basically the same rank, honestly. If not lower. What? You know how hard it is to plunder every single turn? To level this dude? And then the moment that you actually do level him, you know how many things can just stop it? Try stopping a leveled up EZRA. Guess what? You can still die on the stack. What? What? I'm confused. I'm confused, bro. I am wild confused. I think I might hit up Snnuy. Yo. I'm about to leave a comment like, yo, how did you make this tier list, bro? I know he went over some of the prerequisites that he had for the champions going in each tier. Well, my goodness, Gangplank in S tier? I can't believe that. I'm really just sitting here still thinking about it. Gangplank?
Gangplank can be played in aggro,
No,
and he can be played
definitely
in control,
not.
and he can be played in mid-range. I think Gangplank is one of the most...
So can all these other champions. To be honest, so can all of them. All of them can be played in any kind of deck. Especially Draven. Especially MF. Karma's more control, but she's like the best control. TF for sure. If we're saying Gangplank is S tier, then how the is TF not S tier? How? How is he not S tier? My goodness.
Well-designed champions in the game for just that reason. He can go anywhere, and he'll make it work. You have to build, like, you know, you need to be able to plunder, you need to build, like, that shell around him a little bit, but he can be a win condition in all three of those type of decks.
Alright, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna skip to the end.
So overall,
I just want to see what his S tier looks like.
I want to put him
like,
higher,
honestly, I just want to see what his S tier looks like. Okay, so this is what his S tier looks like at the moment. So his S tier is Zoe, Victor, and Gangplank. That is his ending S tier. What? Victor? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, we got A-Soul in A tier? But Thresh in D tier? What? We got Kindred in B tier? I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna actually lose my mind. We got Echo? Echo's better than... What? Echo's better than the Ezreal? Oh, the pain. The pain. The actual pain. Oh my Jesus. Wow. Alright. I think at this point, I think I have to make a tier list. I think that'll probably be my next video, honestly. Holy crap. Wow. Well, goddamn. So, yeah. Alright, I don't want this video to be too long, guys, but I appreciate anybody that stayed to the end. This video was mind-blowing. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe. I literally cannot believe of his S tier. Like, actually. This has to be opinionated. Like, honestly, this has to be completely his opinion. Like, through and through. This is his tier list. Has nothing to do with meta. Has nothing to do with, like, best decks. Nothing. It's just strictly his opinion. Jesus Christ, bro. Wow. Alright, that's it for this one. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that made it to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I don't know if I said that earlier. I probably forgot. But, yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next one.